The hot seat.
What up? Welcome to the first episode of The Hot Seat. It's your boy Ty.
And now,
And we just want to thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you guys show. It's been amazing.
yes, it has. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about self-love. And that's the most important love there is out there. You cannot truly love someone else unless you truly love yourself.
Right.
So let's get started.
So let's start with your definition of self-love.
Okay, my definition of self-love.
Your definition of self-love.
My definition is basically to fuck everybody's opinions about me.
Say that one more time.
Fuck their opinions about me. I've been focusing on this in my whole entire life, and it has gotten me nowhere. All I cared about was what they're gonna say, what they're doing. You know, it's not worth it. You know, now I'm attacking all my goals and making sure that I get to where I need to be. I need to be in first place, and that's where I'm going. What about you?
For me, is I never settle for anything less than what I deserve. Because once I settle, it's a motherfucking problem. Other than that, you know, I just put myself first and I just keep it pushing. That's
Okay,
it.
but it's something that makes you feel as though you do love yourself.
Do love myself. With that, I say I, value spending time with myself. I go to the movies by myself. I eat dinner by myself. And I just surround myself with positive people that love and care and adore it and want what's best for me. What about you?
Okay, so I focus on bettering myself. I always focus on trying to get to the next level. Always trying to see what I could do to make myself feel good and be better than than the day before.
Right.
You know, and I like to focus on what I do and what I don't like. So like, if I like music, I try to find all the music that I can that makes me feel good. If I like games, I try to find the best games for myself just so I can keep focusing on, achieving my goals and being the best.
What is something that you do that makes you feel as though you don't love yourself?
Ooh, that's a good one.
There had to be a time in your life where you felt as though you did something that you didn't really love yourself,
Okay, so basically, I waste a lot of time and energy on people and things that is not good for me.
Right.
I do that all the time. I also accept the short end of the stick. Every time something happens, I'll be like, I don't care, but I really do care.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'll take the short end and I'll be like, oh, I'll act like I don't feel any type of way, but it's something that bothers me.
Right.
Like it would bother anybody else,
Right.
And then also relying on other people to be happy.
Right.
I focus on other people to like make me feel good about how they think, and instead of me thinking like, Renell, you're good enough.
Right.
You're
Well,
smart.
you
You're
gotta
intelligent.
remind yourself of
Right. Exactly.
No matter what, you gotta remind yourself of that.
That's what I've been kind of trying to feel about,
Right.
get a good feel about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For me, there was, a time where I felt as though I loved someone more than they loved me. And I stayed with that person through whatever it was. And I felt like I was devalued, Like, and that's what hurt me the most was I was loving someone more than I actually loved myself.
Wow.
When I should have been, loving myself because that person was loving their self also. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that right there was just,
Devastating.
it was just the worst.
And
thing.
I've been there. We've been friends for years.
Right.
So
what are 3 things that you feel as though you practice to, express your self-love?
okay, so 3 things that I do to practice my self-love is basically stop believing that I'm lesser than other people.
Right.
And, I go into situations where I feel.
That's what they said?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
word.
Oh, all right, carry on.
Okay. Nah, I stop believing that I'm lesser than other people.
Okay.
I think that's a way that I can practice self-love.
Right.
Because I've always been in situations where I didn't do something because I felt like I wasn't good enough.
Right.
So now, and also, I need to learn when to change my environment. Because I've put myself in places and, I'll wait till the last minute to leave.
Right.
And
Get in there, waiting.
right, exactly.
Waiting.
Sitting there waiting.
Waiting.
Yeah, right. And my freedom. I want to focus on being free, being able to say what I want, do what I want without hurting other people,
Right.
but to just say things and not feel ashamed. You know what I mean?
Right.
And focus on doing things without feeling like, what is this person going to say?
For me, number 1 thing that I tell myself all day is stop the comparisons. You can't compare yourself to this person, that person, whoever, because that person is not you. I tell myself that every day. nothing is I start my day off with positivity. I tell myself, damn, I look good. Damn, I smell good. Anything that just up brings my spirit. Like, and the last thing I do, I ended all of the negative and toxic energy and relationships. All of that got deaded in my life. Deaded. Because at the end of the day, if you have that around you,
it's not good.
It's not good.
It's unhealthy.
It's not good.
And we want to practice healthy relationships. Right. So we have Shanta from Jersey, and we have Chris and Roselle from New York.
How you guys doing? How y'all guys doing tonight?
Hello.
Hi guys.
We're doing good.
All right, so our topic tonight was pretty much on self-love, and we just want you guys input on how you guys feel about self-love.
So we're gonna just get into it right now. What is self-love mean to you? We're gonna start off with you, Shanta. What is self-love mean to you?
Okay. To me, self-love is basically what it's saying. You have to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't expect anyone else to love you. And that just means not only loving who you are, but also loving your flaws as well. You have to accept yourself. You have to own up to your stuff. You have to be accountable for yourself. Pretty much is self-love. Like you say, you have to love yourself, own up to your shit,
Okay. Now, what about you, Chris?
What I think self-love is a lot like Shanta said. It's knowing, understanding, and embracing who you are. I mean, that alone can entail different meanings and contexts, and it may not make sense to others or even yourself, but that's what it means to be human. Everyone is a product of their own environment. It can be hard to understand, and sometimes it cannot, but because everyone's different. But once you start understanding the things that make you happy, that make you sad, that make you angry, then you can embrace your very being and learn to accept that although you're not perfect, that you are still you, and it's the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice.
I really like that.
that.
Okay, now Roselle, how you feel about self-love?
So I feel like this. Self-love is when you're able to put yourself first, above and beyond anyone else. Your needs, your wants, your desires, anything that makes you happy, anything that provides any type of pleasure or enjoyment to your life, that's you putting yourself first and putting love first for yourself. Because I feel like more often than not, we do things to please other people, and we put other people's happiness and feelings over our own, and we shouldn't do that. We have to be in control of our own feelings and our own emotions. And then once we're okay over here, then we can start and help someone else. But we have to love ourselves first.
So what do you value most about yourself then?
My independence, my strength, my resilience. I could go on all day. All day.
What about you, Shanta? How you feel about what you value most in your life?
Well, what I value most in my life, of course, is family and support and things like that. Because you always need a little backbone, a little push sometimes,
Chris, how about you? I know you got some type of value over there. Tell us about it.
Well, I value my family's pretty much been a big part of my of who I value most in my life. My immediate family, my mother, my father, my little brother. And honestly, besides my own peace, I just tried to do what I can to help provide for them because, they provide for me as a kid, I know plenty of people who don't have that and remain ungrateful for it, but I try my best to show that I value it very much so.
All right, so if you solely focus on yourself and nobody else, where do you see yourself within 5 years from now?
Well, I see myself having an apartment. I see myself having a dog. I see myself, basically, being myself, all right, doing what I can, for others around me, for myself as well. because I can't really do much if I'm broken. I need help.
Right.
We got no one's perfect,
Right.
like I've said before, but we just need to do what matters most to us so that we can do what matters to others.
Okay. Okay. So what about you, Roselle? How you feel? If you was to focus on yourself solely, how do you feel? Where do you think you would be in 5 years?
So 5 years, as you know, Real by Roselle, my vegan oil-based fragrance has
Okay.
been booming. So definitely 5 years from now, hopefully, God willing, I will be able to market and promote it to, Perfumania, Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret. Those are the markets that I'm gunning for as far as the fragrance is concerned. So 5 years time, I'll definitely have that situated as far as on a
Right.
large
And I've had a
scale.
bottle of it. I went and bought a bottle and I went and supported him, and it smells
Yeah.
amazing. So you guys please try that out. Yeah. What about you, Shanta? How you feel? Where do you think you'll be in 5 years if you just focused on only yourself, no distractions?
Hmm. I focus just on myself, as opposed to like helping others out or putting others' needs before my own.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not sure actually. Like I would, of course, one day like to own my own business. Um, that's something I majored in school, business management. So that's always been a thing of mine. Like instead of having to clock in every day, of course I would
What
love to be my own boss.
what type of
So
business would you
if
want to
that's
own?
something
What type of business
I'm
would you
sorry.
like to own? What type of business would you like to own?
Right now, I really don't know.
Oh,
There's like a few things that I dabble in, but I haven't really done anything really, to really make money yet. But I would definitely love to be my own boss. If I could just focus on that, like I said, opposing to have to work every day or whatever else, then I could definitely see myself being a boss.
All right. So now here comes the harder questions. Do you think that you should change yourself to find love? For someone to love you, basically, do you think that you should change yourself?
I feel that, okay, if you meet someone, you guys are dating, and they like you for who you are, I don't feel like you should have to change. Of course, there's always going to be compromises. They might not like the way you do a certain thing or the way you dress or whatever. I mean, there's always going to be compromises in a relationship. But I feel like if they meet you and they see that's how you are, I mean, unless you put on a front for them, but if they meet you and they see that's how you are and they like that, you shouldn't have to change yourself. I'm like, this is how I was when we met. Why should I have to change how I do this or how I do that? Like I said, compromising on little things here and there, fine, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But to have to completely change myself to please someone else, definitely not.
Okay.
what about you, Chris?
Certain traits such as dishonesty, miscommunication, self-pity, or any type of violent or aggressive behavior must be changed if you want to find love. You can't talk about loving someone if you're not at peace with yourself. Many try. I'm sure we all know different people who have tried, but I think we all know how that works out.
It's definitely important to know who you're dealing with and get to know who you're dealing with prior to entering any type of relationship, situationship. You need to know who you're dealing with. The only way that's possible is for you to spend time investing in that person, whether it's dating, whether it's hanging out with them over the phone, whether it's seeing what type of things they're into, what some type of things they're not into, their turn-ons, their turn-offs. More often than not, we rush into relationships and we don't even know who we're dealing with. And then we wonder why the relationships don't work. Spend time and invest to know who you're dealing with, because that person may be battling some form of depression. They may be suffering from anxiety. They may have anger issues. They may have abandonment issues. There can be a number of different things going on with that individual. And then you do one thing and it triggers something in them. And you're looking at them like, wait, what did I do to cause this? You triggered something that was innate within them. And it took a situation for that aggression or that pain or that insecurity to come right out.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so let me ask you this question. What was the darkest point in your life where you feel as though you were unloved, and what did you do to overcome it?
My darkest point in my life. I'd probably say my childhood. Like I'm Jamaican, so I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jamaicans, but we grew up rough. I'm just trying to summarize. We grew up very rough, and we were brought up with this mentality that certain things are not okay. Weakness is not okay. Femininity is not okay. You have to be strong. You have to be tough. You have to overcome your obstacles. You can't cry. You cannot be weak. Growing up in a Jamaican household, you have to be tough. So I've learned to have a balance with, like, you know, my toughness, my understanding, me being able to hear another person out, but still remain firm and stand firm with my own opinions and my own thoughts, but still giving another person that time and opportunity to talk and express how they feel. So I'd say that was my toughest point. When I was a kid, I wasn't able to do that.
Okay.
I was very shy. I was very quiet. If you asked me anything, I'd answer you, but definitely I wasn't as vocal as I am now.
So I'm
That
kind
was
of
one
sort of
thing.
like you, where I had grown up where I couldn't really express myself and be myself. And the darkest point was when I did start to express myself. My family kind of turned it back on me. The people that were closest to me turned it back on me, and it was, you know, horrifying to like find out that the people you loved the most were not there when you needed them the most.
Right.
And, you know, I began to move on and create my own family by, you know, getting friends and people around me. And some of the people that were there, they did stick by me. So I kept them. But like for the overall point, I mean, for most of it, I left a lot of people alone, and I just started putting myself around people who actually cared about me. And, you know, it helped me build that confidence in myself to where I don't really have to care about what other people think, you know? So
yeah, you're one
that's
person.
how it happened for me.
Yeah, you're one person, one soul. You have to look out for yourself. You have to know what's toxic versus what you can tolerate. If something is toxic, whether it's a person, a situation, family member, friend, you have to get rid of it. Your sanity and your peace, your mental health is very important. So up here is no good. Everything you do is not going to be in line. It's not going to be in order because your head isn't right. Your mind isn't right. Your actions isn't right. Your thoughts isn't right. It goes back to the first question before. What is self-love? You know what I'm saying? So you have to be mindful of it all because it all affects each other.
And that's something that a lot of people don't look at. They don't look at, you know, how to value yourself first. They always, majority of the time, putting other people first. You know, and that's where a lot of it, you know, goes wrong at. You putting someone else first before you put yourself.
And then you wonder why they take advantage of you.
Okay, so Chris, what do you feel about what do you think is your darkest point in your life and when you fell in love?
When I fell in love.
Unloved.
Okay, okay. I was about to change my whole answer with that one word. Yeah, when I was little, I always hung out with my family, not my immediate, but my outside family, and my little cousins never wanted me around. They always felt bothered or annoyed by me, and they always had an opinion about who I was or how I acted, I would say to this day it left some pretty emotional damage. Um, they basically, I remember them ditching me at one point, one vacation, one get together. They kind of like said they would be one place and ended up not being there. I remember crying myself that night. And it definitely made me feel like garbage, made me feel less of myself, or that I wasn't good enough for them. To this day, they still bring it up, all right, and kind of laugh it off like some kind of joke. And these are kind of things that kind of happen, you know, over time, you know, even to this day, with my work, and I'm speaking like in general, we deal with these different types of people that, like, you know, kind of egg you on, or they kind of just they do things to you, and they take no responsibility for it, and that's not your problem.
Right.
Over time, I realized that opinions of other people never really mattered to what I wanted to do with myself. I let it affect how I felt about myself and realized that if they can't accept me for who I am, then there was nothing I could do to change that. I spent so much time being affected by others' opinions of me that I stopped being me for a while. And once I knew better, I finally started to be happy. Once I started accepting, you know, those certain facts, then I started to be happy.
Okay.
What about you, Shanta? Any dark moments in your life where you felt unloved? Felt unloved?
Honestly, I could say I don't think there's ever been a really dark moment where I felt like, okay, I'm unwanted or unloved. I mean, there's plenty of times where, like I said, where friendships don't work out or relationships don't work out. You think, okay, maybe it is me, or or you're thinking, okay, this person was really my friend, or that I really love this person, and things don't always turn out the way you want them to. But in terms of a really dark moment, I can honestly say I don't think I've really had a moment like that. Like I said, I've always had support from my family. Friends, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have any, and maybe that's why I don't deal with people. I was laughing because he knows I really don't have any. I don't deal with people's BS. Like, if I catch a bad vibe or I feel like you're being grimy in any type of way, I'm like, deuces. Like, I don't be bothered with people's shit. I don't have time. Like I said, I know I'm the shit. Like, I don't have time for it. Not to sound like
part of
cocky
self-love.
or whatever, but I just feel like there's just certain things I'm not gonna put up with in terms of a relationship or friendship. Like, when I say like not putting up with shit that I know is not acceptable, like I know people don't need to be treated like that or whatever. Like, I don't deal with it. Like, I just like, all right, whatever, it is what it is, and like I move on.
You set standards for yourself and you abide by them.
Yeah.
Basically, like, I know what I deserve. I know I deserve happiness. I know how I should be treated as a friend or as a girlfriend or whatever. Like, so I don't deal with unnecessary BS.
Right.
I hear that.
Well, thank you guys so much. That's all the questions for tonight.
This has been amazing. I appreciate you guys coming on. It's our first episode. We just honored to have you guys to share this moment with us.
Yeah, we learned a lot. We learned a lot.
Appreciate it all the way.
All right.
Definitely.
Good luck in life with your, Roselle with your oil, Shanta with your business, Chris with your house and your dog. You need that.
All right,
you guys have a good night.
Good night.
Thank
All right,
you
have
guys
a blessed
for having
night,
me.
you guys.
No
Bye.
problem, guys.
All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, it's a wrap for episode 1 of The Hot Seat. We hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. We had some great guests tonight.
And we just want to thank you guys for tuning in. It's been amazing. Make sure you guys click the link in the bio, like, subscribe, follow the page below, everything, because we just need all your support that you guys are giving. We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Have a blessed night. We'll see y'all soon.
One love.
The Hot Seat.